This is our Michael Jr. This was taken when he was exactly 7 weeks old. I had a amniocentesis done, and we knew he had OTC before he was born. The biochemical geneticist over at Seattle Children's assured us that there was some new developments in Urea Cycle Disorders, so everything should be okay. His ammonias were very, very high within the first 24 hours after he was born. They were like in the thousands. It was just an emotional roller coaster.
Before he died, he must have weighed about 40 pounds. He had edema so bad. He had this strawberry patching all over him, just everywhere. And I'm holding him, and he's got all these tubes coming out of him, and
he wasn't getting better. It was just getting worse and worse and worse. We got to spend that last night with our son, and he died in our arms.
Want to say goodbye? So, yeah, that was tough. It was really hard. Because of how awful it was, I think for me, I was just so mad for a while. And then when I finally realized how isolated and alone we were, it would have done wonders for me to be able to talk to another dad or even a mom, a family, anybody, just somebody and there was nobody out there. It was nobody that we knew of. There were families out there. We just didn't know how to get a hold of them. It would have been nice to have a network or create some kind of system where we could have been able to connect with other families. We wanted to create a place where people don't have to go through that ever again.
We decided to start a 501c3 nonprofit foundation, which we are now called Connecting Families Urea Cycle Disorders Foundation. And every year we hold a UCD family camp in different parts of the United States to bring these families together so that they can meet other families just like them. These kids can play with other kids just like them.
That's what we were missing, and that's why we named the foundation what we did.
The families come here, and it's like they get a chance to interact with each other. They get a chance to do activities with each other. They're boating, they're doing archery, they're climbing rock walls, and just watching the kids have fun. Many of the families have never met another family like them before. And so it's a first time for many of the families that come here to meet another family with the urea cycle disorder. And they get the opportunity to spend a weekend here at this camp so that they can bond and become friends. And hopefully the idea is that they become family.
You all know that OTC is X-linked.
Yep.
When they come here, it's not just camp, it's also a learning experience.
The rest of the enzyme deficiencies are recessive, meaning both parents are assumed to be carriers.
We're often the experts. So we go to a primary care physician to talk about, regular stuff, and it's like when they find out, that we have a urea cycle disorder in the family, it's like now we're the ones that know more than they do.
Okay, so the risk of recurrence in your children is different for the X-linked and the recessive.
We bring in specialty doctors, physicians, geneticists, dietitians, so that people can learn more, so they can be better equipped when they leave.
Good quality of life, right? That's what we're here for.
These kids just really, really have a good time, and it brings such joy to my life, seeing that. And this camp is just not only for the children that are affected, it's for the whole family. Moms, dads, grandparents, siblings.
Every time we'd go to the doctors, we got no information. Came to the camp for the first time, and through connecting families, we've actually learned all of his diet stuff. We've learned new recipes. We've gained a family here. Robin and Michael literally saved us and saved him.
in our family and where our community is at, there's really no one. And even when we speak to doctors or nurses, they're kind of like, what is that?
No, most of the time I'll tell people and they're like, you have this, you don't look sick. They're like, you look fine. Like, or they'll be like, are you sure?
You're gonna hold this.
Just getting to come here and meet other people that are going through the same thing. She thinks it's really cool that there's other kids here that take the same meds as her. It just makes you feel like you're not alone and just feel really, there's so much support.
Pull. There we go.
You know, it makes us feel like whatever we're dealing with is, hey, it's okay though. It's hard to find a community to really bond with and understand and be educated too.
It's just good to know that, like, there's kind of that light a little bit at the end of the tunnel.
Through the support and the donations and the gifts that we receive through sponsors and even from the families, we make sure that this camp is completely free to Urea Cycle Disorder families. Nobody pays a dime here. The foods are taken care of, the lodging's taken care of, the travel's taken care of. We have stipends that we offer to families. We make sure that the foods are low protein. We usually have about a month-long conversation with the kitchen staff here. We develop the menu, customize everything. We make sure that there's a metabolic geneticist on site for the entire camp, just to make sure things are going smooth and there's no problems. And if there is, we're usually no further than about an hour away from a major hospital that has specialists or doctors that cover urea cycle disorder. So we make sure we have all the bases covered.
When our son died, we were in a really bad, dark, ugly place. Who wouldn't be? And then it wasn't that I was mad that we went through it. I was mad because there were still other people going through that too. And I know how hard it was for me to deal with that and how hard it was for us to deal with that.
We hope that we can bring more families together here so that they never feel alone, that there are others out there just like them.
Oh no, what do I do? Don't fling it.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years now, and it's been a tremendous positive impact on our lives, and hopefully that's the same way that we want people to leave here.